Hello everyone, it's been officially announced that there's going to be a Nintendo Partnership Showcase on February the 5th. Rather than to talk about the rumors and what to expect, I decided to focus on the games that were announced in these partnerships in the past. I will mainly focus on the major game that was announced, and by that I mean the game that concludes the presentation. As for the other games that were announced in these presentations, I will put the entire list on screen that we can pause it and take a look at it yourself. While doing research, which wasn't much due to apparently Nintendo having an archive page with all their presentations, made doing research for this video a lot easier. To begin, the first one took place back in the year 2020. There were 3 mini partnership showcases. In case you were wondering why there were 3, I'll explain it on the first shot, these showcases. The first of these 3 mini showcases was in July of 2020. The major game that was announced was Shin Megami Tensei 5. It was finally given a release here, not a release date. I do remember purchasing this game when it came out, but I never got the chance to play it. And I paid full price for it, what an idiot. This game was originally announced back in 2017. The following showcase was in September. The major game announced was Ori and the Will of the Wisp. This game originally came out on the Xbox and PC back in March of 2020. This game was shadow dropped the same day as the showcase. As for the final showcase, it took place a month later in October. The presentation itself was also shadow dropped. The major game that was announced was Hyrule Warrior Age of Calamity. I do remember when the game originally came out, seeing a few reviews, and the majority of them were talking about how bad the performance was. So maybe now with the Switch 2, it's not playable. Interestingly about the partnership showcases, that there wasn't any from October 2020 until February of 2024. On February of 2024, the major game that was announced, and I do remember this one, Endless Ocean Luminous. And the reason why I do remember this is because I did see this game on clearance in Target last year for like $10 or $15. Interestingly, they also announced the definitive edition of Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. There's a little throwback right there. In August of 2024, there was an Indie World Showcase and a partnership showcase all in one stream. The major game that was announced was Yakuza Kiwami, a remake of the first game which originally came out on the PS2 in 2005. I did a bit of research and it seems like they changed a few things about the game, so it's not really a remake one-to-one. I think they changed the combat. That said, looking at the entire list for the presentation, I can definitely say this was the worst one of all the partnership showcases and all the presentations up until this point. This leads us to the final partnership showcase, which was last year after the Switch 2 release, which was on July 31st of 2025. The major game that was announced was Octopath Traveler 0. Now that I've gone through all the announcements, in my honest opinion, the presentation on July 2025 is the best one so far. For example, 2 games that were the closing announcements, Hyrule Warrior and Yakuza Kiwami, had their sequels announced in this presentation while still announcing something new. And there you have it, all the major games that were announced in the partnership showcase. As for my personal conclusion, it seems like you should expect nothing from these presentations, and nothing interesting or exciting is usually announced in these presentations. As to conclude the video is what I would like to see, and that's reasonable, and that would be Dustblood. I did really enjoy Night Rain. Since I don't have that much expectations, if they do show Dustblood, all I want them to do is show a release date. They can show the same trailer, everything just like ended was to get a date. But what's most likely going to happen, the game itself will not be shown. Elden Ring would, and Elden Ring gets a release date, and then Dustblood is finally shown in the Direct in June, and then the game's delayed until next year or something. So there you have it. Put in the comments what you would like to see. Remember, don't have high expectations. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. I plan on uploading more on this channel, trying to put more effort into video editing, but As you can see clearly that the editing in this video was not the best, as I thought this partnership showcase was going to take place like the second week of February, but oh well. And thank you for watching.